Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Nishit Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow. Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav says India's climate policy is directed towards sustainable development while striving to achieve energy efficiency in all sectors. Indian Navy carries out successful precision strike by ship-launched BrahMos missile in Arabian Sea. In Meghalaya, newly elected members of Legislative Assembly to take oath in Shillong tomorrow morning. Pakistan is trying to revive terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir using money generated from drugs trade, says DGP Dilbag Singh. And in Women's Premier League, Delhi Capitals defeat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 60 runs in Mumbai. Match between UP Warriors and Gujarat Giants underway at Navi Mumbai. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address a post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow morning. The webinar will have 3 simultaneous breakout sessions covering both health and pharma sectors. Besides ministers and secretaries of the concerned ministries, a host of stakeholders from health departments of states and UTs and subject experts would attend the webinar. We have a report.
The Union Budget is underpinned by 7 priorities which complement each other and act as a Saptarishi guiding through the Amrit Kal. The Health Ministry said inclusive development is one of the priorities of the government. It includes establishment of 157 new nursing colleges, encouraging public and private medical research in ICMR labs and pharma innovation and multidisciplinary courses for medical devices. Tripti Srivastava, News Desk.
Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Bhupendra Yadav has said India's climate policy is directed towards sustainable development and poverty eradication. He said at the time it continuously strives to separate emissions from growth and achieve energy efficiency across sectors. The Environment Minister was speaking at the Rayasena Dialogue in New Delhi today on the issue of the next step for climate-smart policies. Mr. Yadav said drafting and ensuring execution of climate-smart policies has taken center stage in India under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said climate-smart policies are a very Indian way of life, even though the term sustainable development may be new. The minister said India's G20 presidency intends to bring an integrated, comprehensive and consensus-driven approach to address climate change and pursue sustainable growth. Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal today inaugurated the new corporate office building of Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, ECGC, in Mumbai. The minister called for ECGC to become more modern and digital in its operations, leading to greater efficiency and trust among exporters. He expressed confidence that in the 75th year of independence of the country, will cross $750 of exports this year.
Last year was, of course, a record. We crossed $650 billion of goods and services. This year is in for an even bigger record. First of all, it's the figures available up to 28th of February which give me that confidence. We've, of course, crossed last year's figure already. And we are well on track to give you, in the 75th year of independence, a number which will make 140 crore Indians very, very proud. We'll be hopefully crossing $750 billion.
The Commerce and Industry Minister also complimented ECGC for innovative measures like introduction of policy wherein exporters with export credit limit of 20 crore rupees are now covered up to 90% of their losses. Mr. Goyal asked the corporation to explore ways to promote exports, come up with new ideas and become an important stakeholder in India's journey to take our exports to $2 trillion exports by 2030. Economic Affairs Secretary Ajay Seth has said that the G20 has helped the world navigate through multiple shocks and continues to provide guidance on global economic coordination. He said India intends to further build upon it to make it even more relevant, especially for the global south. Mr. Seth said India's G20 presidency is thus an opportunity as well as a responsibility to encourage collective solutions and rebuild trust in multilateralism. The Economic Affairs Secretary was addressing the second meeting of the Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion in Hyderabad today. The government has approved the nano-liquid diammonium phosphate DAP fertilizer for the benefit of farmers. In a tweet, Union Minister for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, informed that after nano-urea, now the government has given its nod to nano-DAP. He said it has been approved by the Agriculture Ministry and also been notified in the Fertilizer Control Order. He noted that it will bring a positive difference in the lives of farmers of the country and help fulfill Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now a bag of DAP will be available in the form of a bottle of DAP, stated Mr. Mandavia. Fertilizer cooperative IFFCO will manufacture nano-DAP. Responding to the tweet by Mr. Mandavia, Prime Minister Narendra Modi termed the approval as an important step towards making life easier for the farmers. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back. In Meghalaya, the newly elected members of the Legislative Assembly will be meeting in Shillong tomorrow morning to take oath, even as the National People's Party NPP chief Conrad K. Sangma is working on the formation of the new government. As already reported, the NPP chief has claimed the support of 32 members in the 60-member State Assembly. These include 26 MLAs of his party, 2 each from the BJP and Hill State People's Democratic Party, and 2 independents. Our correspondent reports the BJP is expecting its both MLAs to be inducted in the Conrad Government 2.0. Speaking to the media, BJP State President Ernest Morey said both of them are seniors and served as ministers in the previous government. He said the party will be happy if they are inducted into the cabinet. We have more in this report.
The swearing-in ceremony of Meghalaya and Nagaland Chief Ministers will be held on Tuesday, while that of Tripura on Wednesday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the swearing-in ceremonies in all the 3 northeastern states. In Nagaland, NDPP leader Neiphiu Rio led his party along with the alliance partner BJP to a thumping victory, winning 37 of the 60 seats. In Tripura, the BJP-IPFT alliance won 32 seats in the 60-member State Assembly. Reshma Tiwari, News Desk.
BJP leader Sudhanshu Trivedi accused the Aam Aadmi Party AAP of trying to intimidate probe agencies and avoid investigation. This came after the AAP leaders protested against the arrest of former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the Delhi excise policy scam case. Referring to the letter written by 9 opposition leaders, including Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Mr. Trivedi said AAP is seeking support from the same opposition leaders once they had leveled allegations of corruption. Earlier, the opposition leaders, in a letter to the Prime Minister, claimed that the charges against the AAP leader were outrightly baseless. Indian Navy today carried out a successful precision strike by ship-launched BrahMos missile in the Arabian Sea. It was done with indigenous seeker and booster designed by the Defence Research and Development Organization DRDO. In a tweet, the Indian Navy said that the successful test has reinforced its commitment towards Atmanirbharta. The missile test was carried out from a Kolkata-class guided missile destroyer warship. The first edition of the Naval Commanders Conference of 2023 will commence tomorrow. The conference serves as a platform to discuss important security issues at the military strategic level, as well as to interact with senior government functionaries through an institutionalized forum. The first phase of the Commanders Conference is being held at sea, and for the first time on board India's first indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will address the naval commanders on board INS Vikrant on the opening day. Chief of the Defence Staff and Chiefs of the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force would also interact with the naval commanders during the conference. Jammu and Kashmir Police Chief Dilbag Singh has said that the money generated from the narcotics trade is returned to Pakistan and is subsequently used to fund terror activities in Jammu and Kashmir. The DGP's comments come after the recovery of large stockpile of drugs, cash and weapons near the line of control in Poonch district on Friday. The police chief said it is a new challenge where the drugs and weapons are together smuggled from Pakistan. The police chief was interacting with the media persons on the sidelines of Jammu Marathon today.
मिशन ये है कि जीरो टेरर की तरफ बढ़ा जाए। हर उस जगह को अपने एक्शन के दायरे में लाना पड़ता है जहां से टेरर का इकोसिस्टम जिंदा रहता है, जहां से टेरर इकोसिस्टम चलता है। 557 लोग ऐसे हैं कानून के दायरे में ला करके जिनके खिलाफ केसेस रजिस्टर किए गए। मैं मुबारक देना चाहता हूं अपनी जम्मू पुलिस को, कश्मीर पुलिस को कि बहुत सारी इस तरह की कार्रवाइयां जिनका निशाना जम्मू शहर भी था और बाकी शहर भी थे, उनको रोका गया। ऐसे केसेस भी सामने आए जहां ड्रग्स की तस्करी का पूरा नेटवर्क है, उनको वर्कआउट किया गया।
The Run for Fun Jammu Marathon was organized by the Jammu and Kashmir Police as part of its Civic Action program. It drew hundreds of participants from all walks of life. In Jammu and Kashmir, as army personnel was injured today in a landmine explosion near the line of control LOC in the border district Poonch. Our Jammu correspondent reports that the soldier was injured when a landmine went off during patrolling of a ford area in the Mankot sector of the frontier district Poonch. The injured soldier was immediately given medical aid and was later airlifted to a military hospital in Jammu for specialized treatment. India today called in the Swiss ambassador and raised the issue of unfounded and malicious anti-India posters in front of the UN building in Switzerland's Geneva. Sources said the Swiss ambassador assured Secretary West in the Ministry of External Affairs Sanjay Verma that he would convey India's concerns to Bern with all the seriousness it deserves. The Swiss ambassador also clarified that the posters in Geneva are part of space provided to all and it neither endorses the claims nor reflects the position of the Swiss government. Islamabad police today attempted to arrest former Prime Minister Imran Khan from his residence in Lahore but were unable to find him. The Islamabad police said in a tweet, in compliance with court orders, the team arrived at Mr. Khan's home in Lahore, which was surrounded by hundreds of his supporters. The arrest warrant was issued after Mr. Khan failed to appear before the court in a corruption case on February 28. He is battling several legal cases as he pressurizes the government for early elections. Imran Khan is accused of failing to declare gifts received during his time in office or the profit made from selling them. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated President-elect of Bangladesh, Mohammad Shahabuddin, on his election. In a letter, Prime Minister Modi recalled Mr. Shahabuddin's contribution as a freedom fighter and experience as a jurist. He added that it will contribute great value to this high office. Calling the relationship between India and Bangladesh as firmly rooted in shared sacrifices, the Prime Minister said that this relationship has been nurtured by the vibrant culture and people-to-people ties. He said, as a close friend of Bangladesh, India remains steadfast in its commitment to further deepen the multifaceted partnership for the benefit of the people of both the countries. India Meteorological Department IMD has predicted rain in western and central India over the next few days. Talking to AIR News, IMD DG Dr. M. Mohapatra said that thunder showers and hailstorms are expected over large parts of western and central India in the next few days in the run-up to Holi.
Thunderstorm accompanied with rainfall and lightning is expected over west central India on 5th and 6th, especially over Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, northern parts of Maharashtra, some places. During the thunderstorm, there can be gusty winds, speed reaching 30 to 40 km per hour, gusting to 50 km per hour. The lightning and the strong wind may cause damage. Therefore, people should be cautious during the occurrence of thunderstorm.
In WPL cricket, Delhi Capitals defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore by 60 runs at Brabant Stadium in Mumbai. Putting to bat first, Delhi women scored 223 runs, losing 2 wickets. In reply, Bangalore could score 163 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Captain Smriti Mandhana scored the highest, 35 runs. In the other match, Gujarat Giants have set a target of 170 runs before UP Warriors at Dr. D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai. Gujarat won the toss and elected to bat. The Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare organized a mega walkathon event, Walk for Health, in New Delhi today, marking the International Women's Day. The walk started from Vijay Chowk and culminated at Nirman Bhavan. More than 500 people participated in the event and pledged to adopt healthy and active living. Today was the last day of the 31st edition of the New Delhi World Book Fair. The 9-day fair was inaugurated by Minister of State for Education, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, on February 25th in Pragati Maidan. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address post-budget webinar on health and medical research tomorrow. Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav says India's climate policy is directed towards sustainable development while striving to achieve energy efficiency in all sectors. Indian Navy carries out successful precision strike by ship-launched BrahMos missile in Arabian Sea. In Meghalaya, newly elected members of the Legislative Assembly to take oath in Shillong tomorrow morning. Pakistan is trying to revive terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir using money generated from drugs trade, says DGP Dilbag Singh. And in Women's Premier League, Delhi Capitals defeat Royal Challengers Bangalore by 60 runs in Mumbai. Match between UP Warriors and Gujarat Giants underway at Navi Mumbai. And that's all in the news at 9. Good night.